Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fat Jocks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Truly can't thank you all enough for tuning in. Got a great episode this week, but before that, go on Apple Podcast. Give us a 5-star review. Give us a rate. Give us all that shit. If you're, go on our YouTube page. Go check all the links in the description of this. It's going to give you all the information you're going to need. If you want us to talk about anything on the show, send us an email to fatjockspod@gmail.com. fatjockspod@gmail.com. Mr. Brian Vokey, what did we talk about this week?
We opened up on the travesty of an NCAA title football game. Alabama belongs in a different league. They should be playing like the Jaguars or something. That should be the college football championship.
Absolutely.
Then we go into a recap of the wild card weekend for football. Then we're going to delve into the divisional rounds, predictions, and a couple takes on football. Doug Pederson getting fired. We also talk about free agency in baseball, and then we do a tribute to a real one, Tommy Lasorda, RIP, 93 years old, a legend.
The legend. Shout out
Hope you
Tommy
guys
Lasorda.
enjoy it. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
This fat son of a bitch. He's fat.
Hey, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
He's fat.
Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
He's fat.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
The worst thing about Chatterbate is that whenever people on there, they're always about to fuck. Like they're always like standing like in doggy style position, waiting for it to hit $9 for them to start fucking.
The girl's always looking at the computer and typing while she's getting railed, and it's hard for me.
I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah. They're both like looking at the screen, holding each other. Doesn't look healthy. It's not romantic.
No, but your webcam is nicer than a lot of their things.
Yeah, I think I'll never mind.
Hey everyone, welcome to Fat Jocks. We're happy to have you back. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. Been having a good time doing it.
Yeah, NCAA title game just wrapped up. We hit record right after it. I mean, I don't know if this is the final score, but there was like a minute left and it was 52-24. Not even
that's
close.
Final score. Yeah, we actually moved our recording up an hour because the game was such a disaster. We were going to record at 9 p.m. and we decided to record at 8 p.m. because the game sucked so much ass.
Yeah, and the thing that's funny is that a lot of people are saying that Ohio State shouldn't, before they destroyed Clemson, shouldn't have been in the final. But this year, it's like, who gives a shit? Like Cincinnati, put in a blind college. Like whoever is playing is going to get annihilated by Alabama. This could have been one of those years where like it was the 80s when they would just have the coaches vote on who the champion was.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't even play a championship game back in the day?
They would just play a bowl, but like that's why they were split champions. It's like, one year I believe Nebraska and like Michigan or some shit split it, and it was like, Nebraska went to probably the Rose Bowl or whatever, and Michigan went to the Sugar Bowl, and then you know what I mean? Like they would just play their regular bowls, but it wasn't.
Who the fuck's idea is that? That sounds like boxing nowadays, where those teams had different promoters.
Yeah, it's like Nebraska is the IBF NCAA championship. Michigan's the WBO.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, that's how it was forever.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Devonta Smith had 215 receiving yards in the game. Mac Jones threw for fucking 464 yards. It's like, it's funny because
by the way, only played the first half.
Was he injured or he just?
Yeah, he got injured. Nothing bad.
Oh, really?
I think he's fine, but they were just like, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, if they're crushing him that bad at halftime and I was him, I would have been like, dude, I'm out of here. Like the way that what's his face? The guy who played, I can't think of the guy who played for Michigan, who like was that sick defensive end who skipped his entire senior year or junior year and just sat out.
No, Ohio State Bosa did that.
Bosa did that, but also why can't Jadeveon Clowney is who I'm thinking of. Remember, he skipped like he skipped his sophomore year or something. Just didn't even was on the team, but just decided not to play. Or no, he might have just left college because he was like, I'm going to go number 1 overall, no matter.
Yeah, well, he had some bad injuries. He had a bad knee injury. That's why he was like, I'm not even going to try to rehab and get back. I'm done. But also that was the year they had Marcus Lattimore. Is that his name? The running back.
Oh no, who tore his knee in half. Remember?
Yep.
Do you remember the video? The video
Yes.
where he lands. It's not even like it's really graphic, like it's a bone snapping. His knee just does like remember that Snoop Dogg video where they're doing that thing like this
Mm-hmm.
and drop it like it's hot. His knee went in like a weird 360-degree angle, like he was doing a dance move.
Yeah, you love to just tell me, like when we used to do our old sports podcast show, Sports Idiots, you used to queue up some kind of knee injury and not tell me.
Yeah.
And then
Well, I don't even like injury videos. I think they're gross. I don't like to watch them, but I did like to be like, oh, dude, you see this play? And then you play a video and it's a guy's fucking foot kicking him in the forehead.
Joe Theismann's like shin
Yeah,
bone is in his fucking
absolutely.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I can't stand that. But basically, all I'm saying is there's nobody on the planet who could have fucked with Alabama. So who cares if Cincinnati got ripped off? It's like, what, you got ripped off, meaning you didn't get humiliated in the college football game that maybe like most of the people, it's the only one to watch this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Cincinnati's kind of complaining that they didn't get to go in front of the whole school and get their pants pulled down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're like, we should have been the ones to go up in front of the whole assembly and get our pants pulled down, and our tiny dick should have came out of our pants.
Yeah, Mac Jones looks like better than Justin Fields. I don't know what grade he's in, what year he's in. Do you call it a grade still?
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't think they call it grades anymore at that level.
Excuse me, Devontae Smith, what grade are you in?
Yeah, I don't. That game started out very close. It was really good up until like the second quarter, was it?
Yeah, I mean, it was 14-14, and then all of a sudden game over. But that's how those games start. I mean, Alabama gave up points this year. That was their only weakness, was that people were able to score in them. But that entire team will be on the Jacksonville Jaguars next year.
Yeah, dude. How did kind of just going into the next thing? The only entire game I watched. Well, I didn't even watch the whole entire game. I watched the first half. Was Browns Steelers. How unbelievable was that?
Oh,
they
you were
were
talking about, okay, we're moving to NFL. Well, boy, do I have a lot to say about this.
Dude, they were up 14-0 with 4 minutes into the game. It was unbelievable.
They were up, I believe, 28-0 going into the second quarter.
Yeah, but literally because they scored on like that first play. Remember, like that was kind of how it was when Denver won the Super Bowl. Was
exactly,
that they scored on
Carolina.
exact same play? Yeah, exact same play. And
except
it was
Cam Newton fumbled. It wasn't necessarily a bad snap. He got Von Miller just ripped the ball out of his hand and scored a touchdown.
No, I'm pretty sure one of those teams had a bad.
Yeah.
It was a safety. It was a safety because I remember I won a bunch of money off of a square in like a squares betting thing. I had a terrible square, but then that like safety right off the top of the game gave it like such a weird number that I fucking got some good shit going.
Yeah, that was when Peyton Manning like couldn't throw 4 feet in front of him, but the defense was just so unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think my square was like one of them was 11, which is like such an impossible number to get in football usually, but because I think they kicked 3 field goals and had that safety, so it like somehow worked out. It's unbelievable. I won like $400.
Damn.
I ended up winning more. I ended up winning more money on left, right, center. You fuck with left, right, center?
No, I don't know.
Oh, it's basically a dice game. I was kind of talking about this the other day, how white trash get-togethers, like Christmases and stuff, always just like at the end of it, it's just a full-blown gambling thing.
Sure.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like by the end of it, everyone's just gambling. Like, cause my girlfriend was talking about it. She's from like a wealthier East Coast family. And she was like, yeah, we'd play left, right, center for M&Ms. And I was like, oh, we were all getting wasted and losing hundreds of dollars to each other.
I remember, playing pool with my dad's friend Burrito. And like,
that's the second time he's gotten a shout out on this podcast.
Yeah. I got the floor wiped with me until we put money on it. I was a kid. Then we put money down and then I swept the table.
Yeah, dude. And it's like that episode of Fresh Prince where he's like, Jeffrey, get Lucille. And they like, but the pool shark episode.
Our family, things changed. It looked like that scene in Bronx Tales where they like throw in the child into the dice throwing with all the mafiosos.
Oh, yeah.
That's like,
exactly.
I've walked away like a fucking king.
What do you got on wild card?
I got first of all, my picks were 3-3. Again, I was 8-8 last week.
Dude. A lot of people are breaking even on your bets.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good sign. I mean, I feel like, worst case scenario, I break even, then I'm going to just keep gambling. But I am losing my ass on FanDuel tonight on a basketball game. But I'll say that my takeaway is that the Bills Colts game was awesome. It was probably my favorite game, either that or the Titans and the Ravens. But Peyton Manning, if any other person was playing quarterback, I said Peyton Manning. I meant Phillip Rivers. If Phillip Rivers is done, like Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers, they got to go. The Colts put up 450 yards. They got into the red zone like almost, I think, 9 times. They ended up only scoring 24 points. And the Bills defense, they're not that good. Like Jonathan Taylor was ripping chunks off. Yeah. So I think who do the Colts have next week? Well, I'll go into a preview later, but that game was really fun to watch. But like the Bills are not the real deal to me. To me, all that game showed me was that Phillip Rivers was washed up. And then the Washington game, you were all stoked about Heineke.
Oh, dude, Heineke looked incredible. What do you mean
that one Superman dive?
Oh, dude, he was. I mean, for a guy who a month ago was just a dude taking college classes at Old Dominion, a fucking year ago was a backup in the AAFL, like unreal. He threw for like 300 plus yards and rushed for like 100.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy numbers. He's going to be a backup next year. I don't think he's going to start anywhere.
Yeah, I think that the days of those Matt Flynn type deals are way over. Flynn,
there's no way he's getting a big contract.
Well, dude, Matt Flynn, I was kind of reading about it the other day. You know, Matt Flynn never started a game on that Seahawks contract.
Russell Wilson took the job.
Well, Russell Wilson took the job after Matt Flynn got like $29 million guaranteed, something crazy.
And then he went to Buffalo, and then he went to, I believe, Detroit or something.
I think he started like 7 games in his career and made like $29 million. Unbelievable. I love it. Do you think that Roethlisberger is going to definitely come back no matter what? Do you think Phillip Rivers is going to retire?
I think he should, but I think you got it flipped.
Absolutely.
I think Roethlisberger should absolutely retire. He looks worse.
I do too. I'm just saying that there's no way he does.
I don't know, man. The way he was crying on that bench, him and Pouncey just sitting on that bench crying next to each other while everybody else is shaking hands. It looked like he was like, I was good friends with this band that did a reunion that was pretty popular, and they were playing this big theater in Oakland. And I walked onto the stage after the show. Everybody's gone. It's just us and the band. And the guy in the band was standing on the stage talking to himself. He didn't know I was there. He's standing on the lip of the stage and he goes, "Soak it in, buddy. This is the last time it'll be this good." And I remember catching him doing that. He was going through a divorce at the time. And that's the face that Ben Roethlisberger had. It's in my mind, in his head, he was going, "Soak it up, buddy. It ain't going to be this good ever again."
Did you make in that moment? Did you make your presence known, or did you just walk away?
I went. I didn't want him to say anything else.
Of course, yeah. See, I would have done like the basketball squeak shoe thing, been like, "How's it going, buddy?" Yeah, I'm in the same way. Yeah, where I wouldn't.
Yeah. I let my presence known, but no, Phillip Rivers could win with the Colts. The Colts are young and dynamic. Michael Pittman's going to be so good next year. The USC receiver, he was pretty good now. And he's just going to get better. But Phillip Rivers
Roethlisberger has big time alcoholic face.
He really does. Like, yeah.
What happened? Does he drink? Does he drink?
He has to.
Yeah. There's no way he doesn't.
Yeah. He's got a big swollen head. He doesn't look like an athlete whatsoever. And he doesn't.
Yeah, I can't tell if his face looks like that or if his helmet is too small.
I know his cheeks are getting pushed.
I don't
by the helmet. Did you watch that fumble? That bad
style.
snap.
He's getting his cheeks busted. Bad snap. Oh yeah, the first play of the game.
Did you watch him run for it though? It's like,
yeah, that's what I was watching it with Cameron, the producer of my other podcast, and he was like, "Why didn't Roethlisberger fall on that ball? Like he had a million chances to fall on it." And I was like, "Because he's 45 years old."
He was on his hands and knees, like he was waiting for a guy to start a wrestling match with him. Like he was just starting.
He seemed like he was looking for his contact lens.
It was, it was really embarrassing. The Steelers are terrible though. That game was garbage. I'm not buying the Browns. I was wrong on that pick. The Browns, the way they celebrated that game, it was like they had just won the Super Bowl. So I was like, oh my God, yeah, out the window.
Dude, they looked incredible last night. And it's not even that they are that good. It's just that the Steelers were sucking so much dick.
4 picks. Yeah, it was such a bad game. There's no way.
And all the picks were tipped balls too, it seemed like. They were all like tipped. It all got tipped, which is like, that's always the
why?
Kind of
Because he was throwing them high.
Yeah.
I'll say
awful.
that last thing I'll say about the recap, and then I'll go into my takeaways and picks, is that the Ravens and the Titans, the Ravens game, if you watch that game, which I don't think you did, but they used the Green Bay model, which is just focus all your attention on Derrick Henry and make Ryan Tannehill beat you. And
yeah, they really shut down Derrick Henry in that game.
It was the first time in his career he had less than 40 yards and more than 15 carries. Never happened in his career. He's tired. He carried.
That's insane.
I mean, I don't imagine. I would like to look it up. I didn't do the time, but I'd like the research. But first of all, I don't think a lot of 2,000-yard rushers are on good teams because I just don't think that's a stat.
Yeah, because they have to give the ball to him so much. It's like the same thing for the pitchers who throw the most innings and shit.
I'd like to see the playoff stats for every 2,000-yard rusher because I imagine they're just, they're exhausted. They have nothing left in the tank. But Tannehill, I thought he would do a little bit more, but he completely bombed. The Ravens defense is cooking at the right time. The Rams and the Seahawks game was as boring as I advertised it to be.
The Seahawks looked like shit. They got rocked by who? I don't even know that quarterback's name.
Oh no, Jared Goff.
I watched. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did, because what happened was Wolford started the game and then Jamal Adams sent him to the hospital on the first series.
Oh, really? See, I only saw him come out and do that. I thought Jared Goff was inactive.
No, he was active. He was
I'm
the only
sorry.
active. They were going to have to go like to the punter or something if Goff got injured. But yeah, no, Jamal Adams fucking wrenched that guy's neck. And I love that. I love Jamal Adams. I love an old football play where it's like, I know the backup's got a broken thumb on his throwing hand, so let me go ahead and just break this guy's neck. Didn't even get a penalty, by the way. Not a targeting, not a roughing the passer. He was a run. According to the referee, he had declared himself a runner, but I think that hit is illegal in any format right now, in any context in football.
Yeah,
he lowered his shoulder and just knocked his neck, turned his head aroround. It was awesome. It reminded me of
yeah.
I love Jamal Adams.
I love an old like a
headhunter,
a veteran headhunter. Your Ed Reed, your Reed, your Ray Lewis's, and
Vontaze Perfect.
Oh man, Vontaze Perfect made Antonio Brown retarded. Antonio Brown started doing all that dumb shit after fucking Vontaze Perfect hit him with his car. Basically, that was he
basically brought a bulldozer out and just ran him over. Yeah, those old Bengals Steelers games. There's a playoff game, a wild card game that you can watch from like 2000. I want to say 15 or 16, and it's one of the most violent games of the modern era.
Yeah,
so
dude, I mean that was that Ravens Titans game had a lot of that energy in it. There wasn't as many like headhunting type hits, but they were both pretty, like the Ravens were playing a pissed off style of football.
Yeah, Marcus Peters.
And I love to see that.
Yeah, Marcus Peters rules, dude. You ever watched the video of him going up into the stands? This guy was talking shit to him. And
I've seen that. I have seen that.
Where are you from? Where are you from? To a fan.
I think we covered that on Sports Idiots back in the day. I love that shit.
Yeah. So my takeaway from this weekend, though, Bears Saints, that I don't know how good the Bears defense is or how bad the Saints offense is right now, but I'll tell you this: with Mitch Trubisky, Matt Nagy screwed up. If you look at the way Josh Allen played and the way Lamar Jackson played, the coaches put them in the best chance they could have to succeed. They let Lamar Jackson run. They let Josh Allen run. Mitch Trubisky can run. He's a mobile quarterback. But Nagy is just constantly trying to make him something he isn't. He doesn't put him in the best chance to succeed. He should be fired. Matt Nagy should be before you get rid of Mitch. You should fire Nagy and hire a coach who could at least give him a shot, because if you had started,
if it was me, dude, if I was Matt Nagy and I know that Mitch Trubisky is doing okay right now, but I'm not going to keep him around, I would send him out there to get his neck broke. I'd be like, dive for every first down, like go like lower your shoulder and with,
But I think you'd be surprised. I think Mitch would have success with that. I think, he's a big mobile dude, and that's why Sean McDermott and who's the coach for John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh's been coaching the Ravens forever, and Sean McDermott's going to be coach of the year this year. And John Harbaugh's had a game. You don't hold on to a job that long if you're not a great coach. Yeah. So yeah, I just thought Matt Nagy screwed up. I thought that he just made Mitch Trubisky useless, and I think he should be fired. The other thing is, when you were watching the Browns and the Bills win the game, playoff game, both first time in like 24 and 25 years or some shit. Yeah. And how much it meant to those towns. I was thinking a lot about those towns that are loyal to their teams, even when their teams stink. And I got to tell you, that's a bad sign for your city. You don't want to live
loyal to the team whenever they stink. Yeah. Your Cincinnati's, your Buffalo's, your Cleveland's.
You don't want to live in a city that like your best option is to go see the Browns. You know what I mean?
You want to live in a city where if the team is bad, people are wearing the paper bag on their head.
Even that, it's like you didn't have anything better to do. Because in LA, you're not going to go wear a paper bag on your head. You're going to go either one of the other 9 teams is probably winning. Or
you're just not going to go.
Yeah, something else is going to be going on. Something more interesting. I just like Nebraska's sold out every football game since 1962. Nebraska has sucked at football for at least 10 years, if not more.
But there's just nothing going on.
It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to go, what do you do in Nebraska? Like throw corn at Warren Buffett's house? I don't know what the fuck you would do. I have no idea. But, I was thinking more about it, and I was like, what's the exception to this? Jacksonville. Jacksonville has to play half their games in London, because nobody goes to see Jacksonville. And I've been there. It's not the best town. They do have the beach. I guess it's not the best beach, but I guess.
But it's a beach. Everybody at that beach looks like Kid Rock.
Yeah, it's got a Jersey Shore vibe down in Florida.
But nobody's good looking.
Yeah, it's not like Tampa. Tampa's not good. They don't sell tickets because they got real beaches down there.
Yeah.
Beaches. I don't know. I was just looking at Buffalo, and it's like, God, this means so much to you. And that's so sad. And Green Bay, you could argue, is like that, but Green Bay's been good for roughly 30 years. Mm-hmm. So, basically
they'll have a down year here and there, but they're always in it.
Yeah, they've had a 4-12 year. Either Brett Favre would have a bad year every now and then, or Aaron would get hurt. But I just picture yourself like wanting to sit in sub-zero temperatures with your shirt off. It's like, that's not a fan. That's a death wish. Like, you want to die.
Yeah. The only reason I would ever go to a Buffalo Bills game is to have some of that file cabinet pizza. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's like their tailgating is legendary, but there's this guy who's like turned this file cabinet into like a pizza oven. Or you're probably getting lead on the pizza, but it looks awesome. And of course you jump everybody, they break tables there constantly. Like they're the fucking Dudley boys.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine? You're like, I'm going to New York for the pizza. And they're like,
oh, a thin slice. You're like, no, a file cabinet.
Yeah. It's seasoned with asbestos.
Yeah. It's no good, dude.
Yeah. I feel bad for anybody who, has any pride in their city like that, because it's like, LA is such a fair weather town. I mean, I'd rather live in a shitty town. Don't get me wrong, because I live in East LA, which is known as the Buffalo of LA, I think, honestly. And they love, Dodgers thick and thin.
Yeah. The amount of Cholo tears that were cried this year over the LA championships is unbelievable.
Yeah. They love the Dodgers where I live.
Dude, here. I saw people that like probably 10 plus people that I know post videos of their Cholo dads crying. And like holding on to like a Dodgers teddy bear, but we fucking did it.
Yeah, the fireworks. I remember when the Lakers won the championship this year. Also, as a personal hater of LA sports, I'm so glad that their good year was the quarantine year.
Yeah.
I guess actually, no
You hate
matter
the
what happens, it's a bad year for them, for LA sports fans.
You hate the Lakers, but you're kind of whatever on the Dodgers. Or you think you hate the Dodgers also?
I had a real hard time watching Mookie Betts play for them.
Oh, dude, how good was he though? Oh, all right. What do you got? Divisional preview.
Divisional preview. Let me
Open your file cabinet. You open it to the P.
This
It's pizza.
pizza.
You're like, yeah, you okay? Shit. Okay, where are the files at?
All right, here's my thoughts on the divisional round. The Rams and the Packers. The Packers are going to annihilate them, and I'm not saying that because I'm a homer.
Yes,
The only
you
reason,
are.
no, I'm not. I have my points. First of all, LA team in Green Bay weather in the winter. That's a huge advantage for Green Bay. Another thing is Jared Goff's thumb is just destroyed, and their offense looks terrible, and they can't keep up with Green Bay's defense. Now, Aaron Donald, he bruised his ribs, so he's going to be. I mean, I don't know how much Toradol he's going to take. Maybe he'll be fine, but like,
That's a big brother.
Aaron Donald,
Those some big ribs to bust.
yeah, for real. And so he's done basically. I mean, your ribs, that's your every movement hurts. So with
Yeah.
Aaron Donald out, Jared Goff done, the offense looking so goddamn bad, and Green Bay's offense looking so good. On top of that, they're playing in 20-degree weather, potentially snow. I think Green Bay annihilates them.
Those are all good points.
Baltimore, Buffalo. I think Baltimore destroys Buffalo. That game's in Buffalo, but weather doesn't matter to Baltimore. If you watch the Colts, Jonathan Taylor was just gashing them. So, and the Colts are not nearly as good in the run as Baltimore is. I mean, you got J.K. Dobbins, you got Gus Edwards, and then you got Lamar Jackson. I mean, they ran for their last game of the season. They ran for 450 yards. And
Unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, dude, Lamar Jackson is so fast. We're like, I don't watch as much football as you. So whenever I like catch a Lamar Jackson play here and there, it always shocks me how he looks like an NCAA football 2000 whatever
creative player.
Just like whenever the way he runs. But what was also funny, I saw a funny tweet where somebody was like, who's better, Lamar Jackson or who's better, Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick? And then somebody had put out a thing where they were like, people were getting paid money to try to break Michael Vick's legs. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but the only reason they're not getting paid money to break Lamar Jackson's legs is because of the Saints scandal.
Yeah.
When they got caught getting paid to kill Brett Favre.
Yeah. What a G Sean Payton is. He just went on vacation for a little bit and came back, and he's like, we're still going to do that same shit.
Just like Alex Cora, dude. Yeah. You go, you take your punishment, you get your job right back. So yeah, I think Baltimore is going to gash Buffalo. I mean, I know Buffalo can score fast, but I think Baltimore is just too on fire. Browns, Chiefs.
You keep saying that. You keep saying gash. You got gash on the brain, son.
I love me some gash.
Oh man.
Gash rules everything around me, dog.
Yeah, this show's on Gash Digital.
The Browns and the Chiefs is going to be closer than it should be because Patrick Mahomes has Aaron Rodgers disease where he gets off to a slow start because he's just that much better than everybody. He's bored, and he needs like a comeback or something to excite him to get him focused.
Yeah, he's the Jamar Neighbors of football.
Yeah, exactly.
He's so funny, but he wants to just go on stage and make the audience hate him and then try to turn it around.
Exactly. But he can't, I just think he can't focus without a little bit of drama. So the Chiefs right now, the line on that is 10. I don't think the Chiefs cover the line, but there's no way the Browns beat the Chiefs. It's just,
yeah. I mean, even that guy on the Steelers, I can't think of what his name is, but he like on a TikTok live thing,
Juju?
they like asked him. No, it's a different guy. They asked him about the game, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a tough loss, but the Browns are going to get clapped next week, so it's all good." Where it's like, dude, that was the Browns' their big moment. Like credit where credit is due. They destroyed the Steelers. That first quarter was unbelievable.
Legendary team, Hall of Fame quarterback.
Same thing like tonight, where we started this early because that game was over. Me and my other podcast producer were watching that game, and we started our podcast early last night because we were like, this is why we're still watching this. But the Steelers did end up coming back a little bit, but
Just
that's one of those games.
They were playing a prevent defense.
that's one of those games that looks better on paper than it actually was.
Yeah, dude. By the way, did you see Jimmy Graham? He brought me down.
Oh, he caught the touchdown to end the game and then just ran off the field.
He caught the touchdown and just ran through the tunnel, which also knocked me down from like $300 to $9 on FanDuel. That touchdown.
Wow.
Because I had
that meaningless touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, it fucked me. Jimmy Graham also making a one-hand. What is he doing making one-hand touchdown grabs when he couldn't catch shit from Aaron Rodgers? He could catch these garbage balls from Mitch Trubisky, but he was completely shit for Green Bay. But next week we got the Saints and the Bucks. Got two of the oldest men alive playing quarterback, 42 and 43 years old. I got to tell you, mostly I think about this like I fantasize about who do I want Green Bay to play in the conference championship game. I want Green Bay to play New Orleans. I want a dome team to have to go play in that weather. I want Tom Brady is not, a stranger to shitty weather. He's a
robot too. He can do anything.
He won conference championship games in Boston for the last 20 years. So there's going to be no issue there, but I do think Tampa Bay wins. I think Tampa Bay's got a better defense in Chicago, and Chicago's defense shut down New Orleans. And all Drew Brees was doing every other pass. By the way, they got a receiver with the funniest name. They have a receiver whose first name is Lil Jordan. Lil Jordan.
That's beautiful.
That is an unbelievable name. Lil Jordan Humphreys. But they had this other guy, I believe his name was like Deontay Harris or Deontay Smith. Sounds
about right.
Every other pass. Every other pass was like a wide receiver screen. Like Drew Brees just can't throw the ball deep anymore or down the field at all. And Brady is throwing bombs. And Antonio Brown's good again. So even when Godwin starts not knowing how to catch, which he did last week, like he was dropping everything. You just go to Antonio Brown, or you just go to Mike Evans, or you just go to Gronk, or you just go to that guy Scotty Miller, that weird little fast white guy.
Yeah, dude. Tom Brady's got himself a slot receiver.
Yeah, he's got a death wish white.
That's what you need.
Receiver.
We talked about that a few weeks ago. In order for a Tom Brady or any team to be good, in this day and age, really, you need a death wish white guy out there.
Cole Beasley for Buffalo. He's out there.
Absolutely.
So I think Tampa Bay wins, but I want to give a shout out to the Fat Jock of the Week.
Fat Jock of the Week.
Fat Jock of the Week is let me pull it up. I have him pulled up here. His name's like John Jenkins. Yeah, that
John
sounds
Jenkins.
right too, right?
John Jenkins, Jimheimer Schmidt.
Yeah. This boy's got hands. He's 300 and I wrote down his weight. He's 327 pounds, 6'3", 327 pounds. So just a little bit lighter than you, Bruce.
And just 1 inch taller.
Watch this play, dude. Can you see the screen? Is it shared?
I got it. Yeah.
Is there anything better than a fat guy with hands?
And the more times you see three guys really
Tony Romo's beautiful, sultry voice.
Oh, he's
Pass
the
is
best.
tipped up in the air. Boom.
Oh, I love it. Yes, dude. See, I love seeing a fat guy get the ball in his hands.
And I love watching him dance. Look at everybody gets so excited when a big guy gets his hands on the balls. That's like that was a wild sentence, but
pause, brother.
Everybody gets excited when a big man got his hands on the balls. Do you remember? I don't know if you're old enough to ever watch John Madden call a game, but like he would get so pumped when a fat guy made a move.
Oh yeah,
like, that one right there is for us fellow big men, and he just there's nothing he loved more than when a fat guy would do something. And also, if you look back and you look at William the Refrigerator Perry, he's not that big. He's not like compared.
He's
now,
pretty fucking big.
Not he looks like a
for
tiny
somebody
line.
who's taken a hand off. He's pretty large.
He's
maybe
he
he
weighs
on
less
the
than Derrick Henry.
On the line, he probably doesn't look very big, but whenever he's in the backfield, it's like he's unbelievably large.
Yeah. So shout out to John Jenkins. He's the Fat Jock of the Week. By the way, that was ruled a fumble recovery, which really upset me on behalf of fat guys, because it was like I guess his arm wasn't going forward yet or something. But I really wanted him to get an interception, but he just got a beautiful fat fucking fumble recovery.
Yeah, I mean, anytime a fat guy like that gets his hands on the ball, it rocks. Like those like there's probably one or two of them every year where a lineman recovers a fumble and he like somehow gets like 9 blocks to run the ball 15 yards, and it's fucking every single
watch
time.
Him just get oxygen on the side.
I was gonna say that he goes straight to the oxygen tank after. Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, dude, that's me. Like, remember we went to Gus's fried chicken?
Oh yeah.
I need oxygen.
I need to get the oxygen right now, dude.
Dude, that'd be dope. You open up a restaurant where it's just like the fattest foods in the world, and then for dessert you get oxygen.
Yeah, I remember you being like so unbelievably proud of yourself because that super hot black waitress complimented the way you eat chicken.
Wait, what? I don't remember that.
At Gus's Fried Chicken, we had a super hot black waitress, and you like cleaned the chicken bones because you have a poverty mindset, and you and she came over and she came over and was like, "Damn," she's like, "You really got after it with this motherfucker."
I don't remember that. All I remember. What?
I was gonna say, it's like that story Christian Piper told us that one time about that place Wiener Circle in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Where that's like that place where those like big black women run the counter.
They shit talk you.
They shit talk you. And he said that he went in there. He's like, his friend was like, "Oh, I'll get 2 hot dogs." And she was like, "What about you, big boy?" And then he was like, "Oh, I'll just get 1." And the lady like stopped and like set down her pen and looked at him. And she goes, "You want 1 hot dog, you fat motherfucker?" It's so funny, dude. I love it.
Oh, that rules. Yeah, no, I don't remember that. What I do remember, though, when we were eating that chicken was that Andrew Luck made that insane playoff comeback game against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Remember
where
that
he dropped. Was that where he dropped? No, the one I'm thinking of was a few years before that because he did it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the one from like 2012 where he dropped that ball in the red zone and then picked it up and dove over the line. Unbelievable, dude.
Dude, Andrew Luck was the man.
Andrew Luck, dude. Yeah, he is like just the perfect. It's funny because he's like a genius, but he's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm just happy to get out there and play some ball today." Yeah. Or like, have you ever seen like videos of him mic'd up where he'll get like his neck broken and he'll get up? And be like,
great hit, man.
That was a great hit, brother.
Yeah.
Man, you got anything else on the divisional preview?
No, and I was gonna get into boxing, but we're running long, so we can do that next episode because it's all about just the year of 2021. So we can get into baseball now.
Did you have anything to say about Doug Pederson getting fired?
Oh, you had to fire Doug Pederson, right? Like if you're Jeffrey,
was that because of that game?
Yeah, and because losing the players and the disgrace, I don't.
He lost the locker room.
Apparently, the players are trying to fight him. I mean, also the money.
That's when it gets bad. Whenever kids start trying to fight the teacher, it's like, all right, something's got to be done in here.
Yeah, like Latrell Sprewell style.
Yeah. But it's like, dude, check out this stat right here. The Eagles have drafted 49 players since 2013. How many Pro Bowl players out of those 49 would you guess they have?
Carson Wentz made a Pro Bowl. Miles Sanders hasn't made a probably their defense probably has a ton. Like,
nope.
Just Carson Wentz one?
Just Carson Wentz and their last 49 draft picks.
Jesus Christ.
So dude, I was going to say this is about Howie Roseman, the GM. This happens all the time where these slimy GMs are able to kind of like push the blame off of them, put it onto like the coach and all these other people, and still somehow keep their fucking multi-million-dollar job. John Elway.
Yeah, John Elway's been a bust.
It happens to a million teams. It's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah. Also, I think this was a money decision. I think like they wanted to give Carson Wentz a fresh start because there was just no way to unload that contract, and there was no way.
People are saying that if Doug Pederson would have stayed, that Carson Wentz would have left.
Yeah, well, but left where? You know what I mean? Like, who's going to take that contract?
Yeah, they would have to restructure. They'd have to do something.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Who do you think Urban Meyer's going to?
Jacksonville.
Everybody's saying
baby.
Jacksonville.
Isn't it weird that Urban Meyer can all of a sudden coach? Wasn't he getting tension headaches a few years ago? What happened with that?
He's had a lot of problems.
I think it's in his mind, dude. I think he's weak-minded.
I also think
he's had a lot of problems in the sense that his fucking football players in Florida were killing people. That's a problem.
Well, in Florida, he shot a guy in the eye, but that guy survived. Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean,
he has another eye.
Yeah. Did you ever listen to that Gladiator podcast about Aaron Hernandez?
Mm-mm.
Unreal. I think it's by the Boston Globe. It is so good. That documentary on Netflix is good too.
I did see that. Yeah. Speaking of Big Herc.
Brother gay. Not Big Herc. Big Herc don't bust my cheeks. I'm talking Aaron Hernandez. That always happens in there was a thing where there was I can't remember this guy's name, but he killed his family, and then after
Chris Benoit?
No, this other guy. It was there's a documentary about it now. This guy's crazy. He killed his family. His wife was pregnant, something. And this guy came out and was like, well, I was having sex with him. And does that help? And they're like, no. It's kind of the same thing with Aaron Hernandez, where the guy's like, well, I was fucking him. We fucked. Does that help you? And it's like, not really. No, it doesn't. But thanks for the info.
Doesn't exactly give us, any ballistics information.
No, we don't. Yeah, we don't really have. It's not real closure for us. But thanks anyway. All right, let's get into some baseball. Oh, go on.
In the 50s, he would, that would have been. They would have been like, oh, he's a serial killer, because they found out he was gay. But now it's like, yeah, nobody.
Well,
cares.
in the 50s, they would be like, oh, you're gay. That's an extra charge. So
yeah. Now it's like, dude, that has nothing to do with him shooting a guy in the face.
Yeah, he's like, well, I was just wondering.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to some baseball stuff. Obviously, the big news this week is the Mets signing Francisco Lindor and Carlos Carrasco, which obviously that's a big. It's nice. It's kind of the first chip to fall on this whole thing.
I like
kind
the
of
Mets.
Dude. The Mets are it, dude. The Mets are up on the up and up, dude. I like baseball is good when the Mets are good. That's truly something like that. The Mets, I have no issue with the Mets. I think the Mets are really fucking cool.
Great logo, great colors,
great all that shit. And I'll talk a little bit about their new owner and the colors and everything. But colors. My big question here is kind of the same thing I talked about in episode 1 is what the fuck are these small market teams doing? What is Cleveland doing? Why are they unloading Carlos Carrasco and Francisco Lindor for 2 minor league players? Why are they doing that? Ahmed Rosario and Andrés Jimenez. Why are you unloading a pitcher who's coming off of I just had it right here, I think a 2.87 ERA last year, in Carlos Carrasco and Francisco Lindor for 2 minor league players? Are you trying to save money that much that you are going to get rid of these guys for fucking nothing?
Maybe my theory is maybe they are
they're rebuilding.
Actually,
what are you going to do? No, they just don't want to fucking pay anybody. Stop acting like you don't have the fucking money.
I know. They really do have the money. Also, in the
pandemic, playing this fucking game. What are you doing? You're never gonna. They went to the World Series in 2016, and that's the same thing the Rays did, where they didn't go out and they're like, all right, we just got there. Let's get back there. They're like, hey, we got there. That's gonna hold our fans over for what, another 40 years? What are you fucking doing?
Yeah,
are you fucking stupid? Sorry, Carlos Carrasco, 2.91 ERA in 2020. And that's from a year where Carlos Carrasco is coming off of a leukemia diagnosis in 2019. And if he's back to that form in 2020, what kind of form is he going to be back to in 2021 whenever he's sliding into this unbelievable pitching rotation where he doesn't have to worry about being the ace? He's behind Jacob deGrom. He's behind Syndergaard. He's probably behind Marcus Stroman. He's going to be their 3rd or 4th starter where he has nothing to worry about.
Jesus Christ. That is the most Dutch team. That's funny too, because New York was settled by the Dutch, and now they got Syndergaard and Stroman, and that's a funny lineup.
Dude,
but I think you would think that the small market teams
these things drive me crazy.
But I think the small market teams would be going harder right now because they can't sell tickets, and the only way to make money would be merch and winning.
This is why baseball. This is bad for the game. these small market teams making themselves smaller and smaller and smaller because they're worried about losing money when these owners are all billionaires. It's like, if you're not going to spend the money, sell the team to someone like Steve Cohen. If you're so worried about money, sell the team to someone like Steve Cohen, who's going to go out and spend the money because he loves the game.
Right, but how are they making money? Like, how does this saving them any money? I don't understand, because if you have no stars, you sell no shirts, you sell no tickets if you're not winning when there are tickets to be sold. Nobody cares when you stink. In baseball,
all they're doing is just trying to avoid having to pay those two guys.
But what in the long run, they're losing money.
Dude, I understand that. The Indians are just going to sell off. Shane Bieber just won the Cy Young. I'm not 100% sure on Shane Bieber's contract, but there's no way that Shane Bieber's going to stick around either. The Indians are famous, like the Rays, for getting rid of their players. Trevor Bauer, fucking Mike Clevenger. If they're one of these teams that's like a stop off for these guys, it's like, what does it even matter?
Yeah, like, they're like a quadruple A team.
Yeah. Well, Shane Bieber's hasn't been in the league for that long, so he's not a free agent until 2025. So maybe they're pretty set on that. Also, Shane Bieber, Jesus, just won the Cy Young on a $559,000 contract.
Yeah, that's some Oakland A shit right there.
Yeah, that's, dude. Fuck these guys, man. It's just, dude, my prediction for Carlos Carrasco is he's going to have a fucking career year this year because he doesn't have to worry about being an ace of this team. Where obviously the ace in Cleveland is Shane Bieber, but he's not going to have to worry, dude. The Mets are on, man. The Mets just signed Carlos Carrasco, signed Marcus Lindor, Francisco Lindor, and now are coming up as a top destination in every conversation for George Springer.
Could you imagine how nice it is where they're like, hey, you get all the benefits of being in New York, but you're not a Yankee. So you're not under the microscope that the Yankees.
Dude, I got a prediction coming up on that too. Steve Cohen, the owner, rocks.
That's
dude,
cool. I don't know much about him.
You would love him. He's just, dude, he's crushing it on Twitter. He's like an old man, doesn't really know how to use Twitter very well, but he's hilarious. He has like an Elon Musk stream of consciousness thing. He's throwing it to the fans on Twitter. Hey, what jerseys do you guys want us to wear this year? What jerseys do you want us to wear? You want us to wear the Carvel or you want us to wear the black? And people are like, oh, let's do the black, but we like the Carvel. And he's like, hey, how about we wear the black with Carvel sprinkles so it looks like ice cream?
Are you serious?
Dude, he is the.
Was he serious?
Yeah. He's in it for the fans. He's a Mets fan, so he's like, hey, let's fucking get this shit together, dude. And he's crushing on Twitter, throwing it to the fans, doing that. What do they want to wear? He's just kind of posting stuff. He's like, I got good news and I got bad news. He's like, what do you guys want to hear first? And people are like, the good news. And he's like, the good news is I lost another 7 pounds. And they're like, well, what about the bad news? And he's like, bad news is nothing really going on.
I found it in my ass.
Yeah. He's like, bad news, nothing really going on. It's been kind of a slow week as far as trade talks go. He's crazy involved. He'll just post randomly and be like, hey, I think I lost another 2 pounds. He's not even that fat. He's just an old man.
Right.
And people are mad at him, of course, right now because he was following Parler's Twitter account on Twitter.
What people are mad that that a billionaire might be conservative.
Yeah. So here's what he tweeted. He said, let's settle this debate. I also follow Elizabeth Warren, Maxine Waters, and many others. I'm conservative leaning on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm liberal leaning on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Sunday, I'm confused. Dude. This is where Trevor Bauer.
This is like, I like my billionaires liberal. What is that? Doesn't even exist.
They don't. That's where, dude. That Trevor Bauer's going to the Mets.
You think so?
100%.
I thought he didn't like.
I would put $100 on it right now.
I thought he wanted to go on the West Coast.
Maybe, but he's going to go to the pod.
That's the most insane starting 5 lineup.
Absolutely.
Since
I have it right here
in the 90s.
The Mets rotation with Trevor Bauer be Trevor Bauer up top, Jacob deGrom, Noah Syndergaard, Trevor Bauer, deGrom, Syndergaard, Carrasco, Stroman.
That's insane.
It's just, here's why. This is what my thought is. The Mets seem like they're the best fit for Trevor Bauer here because Trevor Bauer put out a video yesterday. He continues the troll. He's the best. What are you going to say?
We love him.
He put out a video yesterday, basically like a list of demands for what he wants to do. He wants it to be a partnership with whatever team he goes to. He wants to be able to do his shit, his vlogs, his behind the scenes, his like different stuff. He, wants to be able to connect with fans. He wants to be able to bring the fans into it. He's like, because he's always fighting with MLB over that shit because they don't want to push the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want to keep it in this old school way. And he's like, that's not it. Like,
It's
the
clearly
fans,
not working.
The fans, his vlogs are huge. Have you watched any of his vlogs? They're great. It's like this really sick behind the scenes shit that really nobody's getting a chance to see.
No, I've never. I'll watch those tonight though. That sounds dope.
Dude, Trevor Bauer is legit. Here is where it gets funny. He wants to pitch every fourth day,
as opposed to every fifth day.
Yes.
Well,
which he says he wants there to be a dialogue about this because he does a lot of his own data and his own shit. He's a really smart guy. He like the way that he trains and the way that he feels his body works on that fourth day versus the way it works on that fifth day. Because like just a lot of things. Cause he like fought with the Diamondbacks when he first came into the league over throwing a weighted ball. He's like, nobody was throwing a weighted ball and the Diamondbacks would tell me I'm going to blow my arm out if I keep throwing a weighted ball around to warm up. And now everyone's throwing a weighted ball.
Right.
Wants to pitch every fourth day.
Where if fucks with the rotation in a sense that he goes like he pitches first and then now he's the fifth starter. Now he's the fourth starter. Like,
yes. And I'll send you that video, he just posted on his Bauer outage page, which the way he breaks it down, it makes a lot of sense that you're going to give a guy some rest here, a younger pitcher who's not used to throwing 120, 150 innings in a season. You're going to give him some rest, give him a couple starts off and let him go deeper into the season rather than shutting him down at the end of the season like they do some of these guys. You know what I'm saying? You know where it makes sense for him to pitch every fourth day, though? You know where?
The Mets?
No, the Dodgers. The Dodgers have no starting pitching. They would love for Trevor Bauer to pitch every fourth day. Are you kidding me? They would love to have Trevor Bauer in their rotation twice where all they have is Walker Buehler and Clayton Kershaw and then a bunch of relievers.
I mean, what organization that's trying to sell tickets wouldn't want a Cy Young winner that often?
Obviously, but the Mets rotation, I don't know how they're going to do a 6-day rotation. Who knows, man? I just think with wanting to be able to connect with the fans, the team has to be okay with him vlogging, and he wants the fans to see about the behind the scenes. Where does that make the most sense is with Steve Cohen. I think it's Steve Cohen. That's his name, right? And the guy who's all about the fans right now.
Yeah. But
he wants to win a World Series now. He wants to be in the postseason every year. He says specifically, I have no time for teams who want to rebuild.
Right. And is he unrestricted free agent?
What do you mean?
Like he's not a restricted free agent. He can choose his destination, right? He's in control.
He's not opting out. He's going wherever the fuck he wants. And he's trolling everybody constantly. If you watch his videos, they're so funny where he's like trolling all the fans. He has a video of him with a bunch of hats on, like Angels, Mets, Dodgers, like all this different shit. He's putting the different hats on and doing different shit. He's so funny, dude.
Wow. That rules. Yeah.
I mean,
you heard it here first. He's going to be a Met. Meet the Met.
Why wouldn't he, dude? Why wouldn't he? They're going to get George Springer. I mean, he also did a bunch of big eye emojis whenever the Mets signed Francisco Lindor and Carrasco the other day for nothing. Dude, that Mets lineup is somewhat weak right now. That's the only thing. They got Pete Alonso and they have Francisco Lindor, which is an amazing 2-3 thing. But their lineup around that is a little weak. They get George
that.
Of course. Dude, what you would like to see is the Mets. Obviously, I would like to see the Dodgers get everybody, but it's like what you'd like to see is the Mets get Trevor Bauer and JT Realmuto and just beef that fucking thing up right now.
Who's their power hitter right now?
Pete Alonso.
They don't have. I thought they had like an old DH.
They had Nelson Cruz.
The Mets don't have DH. I know, but I thought they had like. I
know what you mean.
Power hitter.
Well, they're talking about Chris. They might have had somebody like that. They're talking about getting Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant is going to be a great bargain for somebody because he's been injury prone, but he was an MVP a few years ago. If somebody rolls the dice on Chris Bryant, like the Mets are talking about doing, it seems like he's going to go there any day now. Then it seems like he has a bounce back year, and Steve Cohen looks like a genius. You know what I'm saying?
He's a perfect piece for a winning organization or a team on the up and up because you want a winner. You want somebody who's won a World Series in your locker room. You want a veteran, a guy who could potentially really produce for you both on the field, but will definitely produce for you off the field. Yeah, no, that's a great pickup.
Yes. I see it. And I don't see Trevor Bauer going to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, I know, are trying to put together a team. I see somebody like Anthony Rizzo going to the Blue Jays, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't see Trevor Bauer going to anybody right now besides the Mets, Padres, Dodgers, and it seems like it's in that order.
Mets, Padres, Dodgers. Yeah, I mean, he seems like a Padres guy.
He seems like a Padres guy, and the Padres are kind of doing doing a lot of cool shit. So that makes sense. The Padres would be a great fit for him, obviously, and I would love to see him pitch every fourth day. I just think that the Mets are the best fit for him because he's fought so much with teams before, and Steve Cohen seems like a let the players run the team a little bit kind of guy.
Right. I feel like the Padres want to connect with the fans. Why else would they wear those awful digicam?
Yeah, I don't know about those.
Ugh, those things are the ugliest.
You know what is really, really bothering me right now too is what the fuck are the Philadelphia Phillies doing? What are they doing? Why did they sign Bryce Harper to a $328 million contract when they're not going to do anything? They're about to let the best catcher in the major leagues walk.
He's about to be. I mean, yeah, Bryce must be so pissed.
Why would he go there? Why wouldn't he have signed with the Dodgers for 4 years, $180 million?
I know.
He would have a World Series title right
winning.
now. I don't understand these guys, dude. I don't understand. They're not in any conversation surrounding any top free agents.
Yeah.
They have the pieces, too. They have the pieces to start a team similar to what the Mets have. They have Aaron Nola. They have Zach Wheeler. They have the pieces of a great starting rotation right there. They have Bryce Harper. They have Rhys Hoskins. They have the pieces of a great lineup if they can get some more fucking people in there. How are they not in the conversation for any of these people? How are the Philadelphia teams, football and baseball, blowing it so hard?
Especially because the Phillies were, well, how far away are they from being really good? Actually, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Fifth longest playoff drought in any of the four major sports. Haven't made the playoffs since 2011. Have spent $1.5 billion in salaries in the last 10 years. For nothing. For nothing. The Marlins just won the NL West or NL East, right? Or did they win the wild card?
Sense.
29th in the league in payroll. What are they doing, man?
Yeah,
they're paying Bryce Harper $27 million a year, and they're about to let the Mets walk all over him for the next fucking who knows how many years if they don't do
the
something
Braves are
fast.
legit too.
The Braves are legit. The NL East, the Phillies are in the same exact position as the Rockies. They're sitting on people like Charlie Blackmon. They're sitting on people like Nolan Arenado, big contracts. Not Charlie Blackmon, but Nolan Arenado. They're sitting on him, and they're looking like a perennial third-place team for the next fucking who knows how long. What are these teams doing? Why don't they fucking spend the money?
That's what the Reds used to do when the NL Central, when it was the Pirates and the Reds and the Cardinals every year, pretty close to each other. The Reds could never make it over the line because they would never spend that extra. The Cardinals always were stacked.
Dude, I'm tired of these people acting like they don't have any fucking money, man.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
But
tired of it.
Somebody's got to suck.
Somebody's got to suck. But it's possible for all these teams to be good. They don't have to suck. Do you know what I'm saying? Baseball is the type of thing where there's no salary cap. You can go out and spend as much money as you want. There's no supermax. There's no anything. You could do whatever you want. It's such a wild, wild west of this thing, and nobody's capitalizing on that because they think I don't know what they're trying to do. Why are you wanting to coach or have a team that sucks every year?
When do you think Trevor Bauer is going to make a decision?
The day before next week. The day before spring training. He wants, dude. You know why he wants to keep doing this? YouTube views.
Yeah,
dude. He's hilarious. He doesn't care. Also, are the Angels going to do anything?
No, they're not.
They have Rendon. They have Mike Trout, have a championship coach in Joe Madden. What are they doing? What are these teams doing?
Mike Trout's going to be Tony Gwynn. He's going to be, just one of those people. Well, even Tony Gwynn got to play in one World Series, but it's going to be such a waste of his beautiful thick neck.
What are these teams doing, man? It's the teams where these families have owned these teams for generations that aren't doing shit and are just kind of letting their teams flounder because they don't really give a shit. That aren't doing anything, like not doing anything at all. And then it's these teams like the Dodgers, the Padres, the Mets, these other teams that get new ownership who are like, let's fucking go. And they start buying up all this shit. And it's like, then they start rocking and fucking rolling.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Dodgers were bad not that long ago.
Yeah. You look
the
at
Dodgers the Dodgers had a long playoff win drought, about 20 years.
20 years?
Not that 20 years.
Jesus Christ.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me.
Yeah, you look at Jerry Jones in the NFL too. A lot of these longtime owners, they just don't. They lose their touch. Their ego gets out of control, and they don't know how to sign free agents. They waste their money. Why is Ezekiel Elliott the highest paid Cowboy? He sucks. Yeah, it's the same thing. Let's close it out on a tribute to a legend who passed away, a Dodger legend, Tommy Lasorda. I love Tommy Lasorda. I love his rants.
Dude, so funny.
He's the funniest dude. I was going through a lot of his videos, looking at a lot of him being funny, him being charismatic. But I think the best way is I want to play some of his best rants. I think that fits with us.
Dude, and even just right before we get into this, it was whenever we would go to Dodgers games. Do you remember? Like, because he would be at almost every game.
I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. Your feelings on the game. That wasn't supposed to play. Go ahead.
Whenever we would, I mean, me and you have been to dozens of Dodgers games,
Mm-hmm.
and we would sneak down to the good seats because we got a system that we won't share with the world.
Right.
And how excited every single game that he was there, where I knew exactly what seat he would be in, and I would look for like 20 minutes and finally be like, dude, Lasorda is here.
Yep.
Dude, all the time.
I would look for Larry King and you would look for Lasorda. Both of them. Lasorda passed away. Larry King has COVID right now. But here's some of my favorite rants from Tommy.
We all have our guys.
Yeah. Tommy Lasorda. This one's bleeped out, which in some ways makes it funnier. Maybe I'm not sure if it is. Yeah, it is bleeped out. But this guy, Dave King Kong Kingman, hit 3 home runs against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers lost 10-7 in an 11-inning game. And a reporter asked Lasorda what he thinks of Dave Kingman's 3 home runs that he hit against the Dodgers. And this is Lasorda's response.
What's your opinion of Kingman's performance? What's my opinion of Kingman's performance? What the you think is my opinion of it? I think it was opinion of his performance. He beat us with 3 home runs. What can you mean? What is my opinion of this?
Dude, this is what you need.
How could you ask me a question like that? What is my opinion of his performance? He hit 3 home runs.
That's and it just goes on and on and on. I love that. That is like old school baseball temperament.
Yeah, it's just beep 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 beep.
Here's another good one. This one is
dude, that's like that video of the. Remember that video a few years ago when Chase Utley, who I've described as having the energy of an old man looking for a fight at a gas station.
Yes.
When Chase Utley had fucked up that guy on the Mets and the Noah Syndergaard tried to hit him and he missed, and it was that mic'd up ejection.
Yes.
That's a
great one.
That energy, I can't think of the coach off the top of my head, but I mean, look it up. Just look up Mets coach mic'd up on YouTube, and it's one of the best baseball videos of all. Not you, I'm just saying, for people out there. And it's one of the best videos ever. Just this coach comes out, and the energy that coach has, the energy that Lasorda had in that video, is what baseball needs. They need to be miking up the coach, and they need to have the coaches going fucking full on.
Here's another one. Lasorda losing his mind after he was accused of.
I just lost you for about 10 seconds before that.
Am I back though?
Hold on.
Good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Here, hold on 1 sec. Go back about 20 seconds. You go back about 20 seconds.
Is it everything good though? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Before you get into anything, I do want to just say that in Brian's suggested videos, the top suggested video was called White Boy Rips It at the Apollo.
This is the Fat Jocks YouTube, not mine.
Oh, so it's ours.
It's ours. Yeah. Tommy Lasorda, here's another meltdown of one of my favorite ones. He was accused of instructing a pitcher to purposely hit a batter. And here's his response to that.
Think about it. I think that is very, very bad for that man to make an accusation like that. That is terrible. I have never, ever, since I've managed, ever told a pitcher to throw at anybody, nor will I ever.
Here he goes.
And if I ever did, I certainly wouldn't make him throw at a fucking 130 hitter. like Lefay or fucking Bavacqua, who could hit water before. And I guarantee you this, when I pitched, and I was going to pitch against a fucking team that had guys on it like Bavacqua, I sent a fucking limousine to get the cocksucker to make sure he was in the motherfucking lineup because I kicked that cocksucker's ass any fucking day in a week. He's a fucking motherfucking big mouth. I'll tell you that.
How great is that?
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. That is so good. Dude, Tommy Lasorda is so fucking cool. That video of him beating the shit out of the Philly Fanatic is one of the funniest
Yeah.
videos of all time.
Yeah, you can't beat it. So yeah, there's a few other ones, but I feel like you get the picture. That's enough. RIP to a legend. We love Tommy Lasorda. And
Yeah, I got nothing but good shit to say about Tommy Lasorda. And I'm happy that you're shouting out a Dodger.
Yeah, I'm not that like the teams I really hate are the Bears, the Vikings, the Yankees, and the Lakers. Those are the teams that I really hate. I have nothing. I've never really had any beef with. It's just hard to watch Mookie. But that's about the Red Sox and their poor man. You know, they should have kept Mookie. Letting him go that young is insane. But that's more about how the Red Sox were mismanaged, not about the Dodgers. Just they had the paycheck. So
Same thing. It's not like the Red Sox don't have the fucking money.
I know. It was really stupid to let him walk. But yeah, anyway, RIP to a real one.
Oh man, that's good shit.
RIP
to a real one. RIP to a real one, Jeff Scott too from the Comedy Store. Shouts out Jeff Scott from the Comedy Store.
Yeah, for sure. 2 LA legends.
Dude, yeah. They're up there arguing right now.
No, he's playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game while Tommy Lasorda is throwing third base at somebody.
Yeah, dude, how funny was it whenever we were talking about Tommy Lasorda's stats earlier, where his pitching career, he was what, 0-6 with like a 9 ERA.
There's a video of him talking about how he used to pitch, and he would like immediately throw at a guy right at him and miss him on purpose. And he called it like bagging him. So he's like, yeah, I bagged the first 2 pitches. I bagged the son of a bitch, but he wasn't really ducking. So I really had to beat him. I really had to hit him. And it's just like, it was combat for him. He got in a fight with Billy Martin. And back in the day when you could do that, you could still fight and not get ejected. He called Billy Martin Banana Nose. And he said, we could settle this right now. And they started fighting. And he said some bigger ball player came after him. He goes, oh, this is between Billy and I.
Tommy Lasorda is such a perfect, angry Italian baseball.
I read a story, too, about how he would fine his players for being late because he had like a certain time where he had to be in uniform at the stadium. And these 4 players were fined for being late. But they got a ride from Tommy to the game. And they stopped to get donuts on the way there. Funny. And then they ended up being late and Tommy fined him. And he said, hey, when you need to be at a place on time, then you don't ride with somebody who's unreliable.
That's a life lesson, dude. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So nothing bad to say about him. All right, guys. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, guys. Thank you so much. I really hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. Hey, check out mine and Brian's other podcast. Mine is The Gray Area. We'll put the links to our podcast and this stuff too. So Gray Area, Brian's worst hour of the week. They're fun. They're fun and they're different than this. Mine is me arguing with a young Asian man, and Brian's is him plotting a terrorist attack.
No, it's mostly just the secret sauce of our podcast is that we're low key letting everybody know that it could be worse if you lived elsewhere.
Yeah, Brian hosts the If You Don't Like It, Leave podcast. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed it.